Okay. Your evaluations generally were very good. Really interesting how they varied across grade 7. Very, very interesting. So I could read everybody's writing. Most of you managed to do the full sentence thing. Yeah. If you ever feel that you can work better electronically on the computer and stuff like that, if it's a homework that you could do by email and type it, I'm perfectly happy with that. Only don't use the excuse that you did send it and it's got lost. Yeah, I have no sympathy for that one. And somebody left their book at home, so did it on paper. That's absolutely fine. Okay. You do have to do a certain amount of writing and words for science, I'm afraid. So really, really important part of science is communicating what you have done. Okay, guys, can you put the apparatus down and listen rather than tightening those onto your fingers and fracturing bones? You do have to be able to communicate what you have done and what you have learned, and we have to assess you somehow, so it's got to be in words, and you are going to need to make them grammatically correct. Spelling, I'm not too worried about, provided the spelling isn't so bad that it can't be read or you misspell something so it means something else. Okay, now, have we gone pluses on the board? We've already worked at predictions and hypotheses. I'm now going to talk a little bit about writing good evaluations. So can you put this as a title? Writing evaluations.
Yes.
Now, an evaluation, I said last week, is like a reflection that you do in every other subject in IB. Did you enjoy doing this? How did you feel? How did it go, etc.? Well, I am kind of interested in that. But actually, an evaluation in science should be scientific. And what we need to do there is stick to the facts. If something unusual has happened that you weren't really sure about, you can say that something unusual happened, because it's a fact that something unusual did happen. Like the white chocolate started to go solid after a while, even though you were heating it up. So you could include that. You could say it's interesting to notice that the white chocolate went solid after a while. But you know what you don't say is that you liked it by saying it was fun, which I think is a real shame, because it's nice if it was fun, but you don't write that in evaluation. I want it to be fun. So much of life is not fun. About time we had some, but you don't put that in an evaluation. Sorry about that, folks. Okay. Feel free to ask questions, relevant questions. Yeah. Okay. A good way to start is, what color shall I have? Purple. The experiment was or was not a success because dot 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 dot. And actually, very many of you wrote something like that. You wrote it was successful. You started your evaluation like that, which I like. Only what I would ask is that you use lots of nouns. Use lots of nouns rather than pronouns. What do I mean by that? Someone translate that out of English grammar. Oh, come on. What's a pronoun? Oh, God, she's going to start teaching us English grammar. We hate grammar. Hello, what's a pronoun? What's a pronoun? Give me an example of a pronoun. Oh, now you're beginning to worry me. Now I'm scared. Does anyone know what a pronoun is?
I do, but I don't remember.
I do, but I don't. Shall I tell your English teacher you don't know what a pronoun is?
No.
No.
Well, you better hurry up and tell me what a pronoun is then. You are having a giraffe, surely. That's London slang for you having a laugh. A laugh. A giraffe.
I seriously don't know.
You seriously don't know what a pronoun is?
Can't remember.
Can't remember? Oh my goodness.
I knew it last year.
Same.
Oh my goodness. Really, really, really. I'm going to have to. Right, okay.
We're sorry.
Google.
Yeah, are you really sorry?
Yeah.
How sorry are you?
Really?
Really sorry.
100% sorry.
100%. But
99.999.
seriously, if you don't know what it is, I think I'm going to have to detect language. And I'm going to have to tell your English teacher. Is it Samantha?
No, it's
Maria. No, I don't want it in Filipino. I want it in Finnish. No, no way. No way is pronoun.
You spelled it wrong.
Oh, God. Okay. Thank you. And it's not in Filipino, it's in English. I really, really. Oh, no. Does that help you at all?
Yes.
What is it then? So give me an English pronoun or a Finnish pronoun or a German pronoun or a French pronoun.
You just said gibberish pronoun.
German, French, gibberish. Any pronoun. Okay, shall we try the other one? What's a noun? Yes!
Name of an object or a person.
Brilliant. It's the name of an object or a person. It's a naming word. It's a name of a thing or a person. And in Finnish it is? Yeah, substantivi. So a pronoun replaces the name of a thing or a
I
person.
was about to say that.
Were you? So give me an example. I got to suppress your screen. Suppress your screen. No, go on.
He, she.
Yahoo! We finally have a pronoun. Yes, he, she, or it. Or you or I, yeah. So, my goodness. Use lots of nouns rather than pronouns. The pronoun you used, some of you, was saying it was or was not a success. Yeah? I want you to try to use the longer form, the nouns. Oh dear, that little diversion. You all know what it is. You all use them. You just don't know the names. You're not grammatically stupid. You just, yeah. And there's a reason for that. By using the nouns, you are showing you know scientific vocabulary. And you're making things very clear. So for instance, if I wrote a method that said collect some water in a beaker. Okay, collect some water in a beaker. Collect a measuring cylinder and a test tube and put it in them.
Them.
What have I put into which objects?
Water and the beaker,
Exactly, it's not clear. Yes, I would be putting the water into them. That's the only thing that makes logical sense, yeah? But whatever the it was, I could put the whole beaker into there. Or it could be confused, what do I do with those two? So actually you need to write very, very clear instructions. And you only come across that if you give your instructions to somebody else to use, and then you realise how confusing it actually can be. Okay? So use your scientific vocabulary, it makes thinking clearer, and if anybody reads it through, it's really, really clear what you are doing as well. Okay, so it was successful. What was successful? What are you talking about? Okay. Sometimes I'll let you use it, but try to use the nouns as much as possible. It is a lot clearer. Then it's a lot clearer. Okay. When you have written because here, okay, usually refer to your prediction. Like, it was or is not a success because I was able to test my prediction and get a clear answer. And a successful experiment will usually give you an answer to your prediction. Your prediction doesn't have to be right. You can feel very happy and proud if your prediction is right, but it doesn't have to be right. But a good experiment will test your prediction. I don't mind, oh no, we're going to go for more grammar here. I don't mind if you use I when you write up a method or an experiment, or if you use the third person. Am I going to have to explain to you what that is?
No.
No? Go on then, tell me what it is. Oscar. Go on. Yeah.
Third person is if I talk about myself like him.
Yes. Yeah. I don't mind if you use I, first person, me, first. Always put yourself first, which is a bit selfish. Or if you use the third person as him or even very, very non-personal, the passive. The experiment was a success because it tested the prediction. Yeah, I don't mind how you do it. When you get to write reports later on, they'll all be in the passive and third person, so don't worry about that now. Okay, I was able to get it clear, right. And then you can write my prediction was or was not correct because. Okay, and then you carry on writing a little bit there. So that would be a good start, and you can use that with pretty much any experiment you are evaluating. You can use that technique. Any questions? Okay. Not quite finished yet. Bit more writing. So, make a comment on the apparatus. Comment critically on the apparatus and method. Okay, comment critically. You're saying whether it was any good or not, but you're not doing it like saying the equipment was rubbish. Okay, if the equipment was rubbish, you need to explain how it could be better. So for instance, in our first experiment with our thermometers that didn't read 100, you can say in the evaluation the experiment wasn't successful because our thermometers did not show 100 degrees Celsius, but probably this is because the thermometer's scale wasn't set up correctly. Okay, you need to explain it. So, what was our equipment like with our chocolate experiment? Was it okay? Could it be improved? Talk to me. It's not a grammar question, so you can answer it. Was it okay, the equipment?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any way of improving it? Or the apparatus or anything like that? No? Okay, in which case we'd say the equipment worked well. Is there anything that would have made it a little bit better? Don't say eating the chocolate afterwards. That's not related to the experiment. Could you measure the temperature accurately all the time? Somebody actually wrote this in their evaluation. Somebody was pretty much all the way there with it. The temperature probe, was it covered with chocolate all the time? Yes. Was it?
Yes.
How much chocolate did you have? Did you have lots of chocolate so that you could put the temperature probe between the chocolate layers when it was melting? Because the only way I can think of to improve this experiment is to make sure that you've got enough chocolate that the temperature probe can be inside it all the time. So maybe you had 2 squares of chocolate and you had the probe in between, like a sandwich. That's the way that's the only way I would think that you could improve it. Okay, the equipment, yeah.
How do you know what temperature it was called with chocolate?
How do you know what temperature?
No, the end thing.
Oh,
Yeah, not the, like, no, the probe, like the little point thing. Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, you'd actually melt the wires and it wouldn't work. Okay, the equipment worked well, but could perhaps have been improved with more chocolate, so the thermometer was covered better. I mean, it doesn't really matter what you're writing, provided it's something concrete, rather than saying the equipment's rubbish. Because there's no point saying that your experiment was successful and it worked if the equipment was rubbish and the method you used was rubbish. But I've read lots and lots of evaluations saying, yeah, we did well, this was great, we got our result. And then a page later, there have been so many reasons as to why the experiment was not to be trusted that the evaluation was actually pretty much wrong. Okay. Any questions? You're so quiet today again. That's because you're not in the lab giggling away and yeah, okay. Right, well, it's a hand up, Yarko. Is that just stretching? Oh, stretching! What a good idea.
No.
What do you mean, no? How are we doing on our challenge?
No.
Right, Matthew, we have a challenge.
Doing it.
Lasting Friday. We don't like this lesson very much. We'd
No, I
rather
don't.
be at home.
I read it.
Last year, Lasting Friday, with my grade 8s, I discovered the horrible truth. Not everybody can touch their toes.
Yay.
So you now have got until autumn break, the last lesson before autumn break. He didn't, did he?
Yeah, for 1 second, he was like,
And the other one at the same time. Until the autumn break, and if we can manage to do it on the last lesson before the autumn break, we'll have some pulla or soda or something, okay? Now, listen, is Oscar the only one who can't do it? You can't do it.
yeah.
Right, come on, it's a bit of training. Bit of training, come on. Good, good, good. Good. Yes, it's a green thing. Don't you play football and stretch your hamstrings? Air talk. Boy, come on. Can you go any further than that? Really? You back? Have you got a back problem?
Even I do that.
Yeah, we've been taking the mickey out of Oscar all the time, but you guys, come on.
Well, you have more time to practice.
Yeah, I know,
Yes.
but I've got older, creakier bones. Did you do it?
No, I did the floor like that, then I had to flat on the floor.
Like that?
Yeah. I didn't realize I could do that.
Good. It's good, isn't it? Lovely stretch. Guys, if you can't do this in, 6 weeks' time,
Girls only get full on guys.
Yes. Yeah.
Can I give her
the deal is all or nothing. This is peer pressure. You've got to get into training for this. They did it last year. Grade 8 did it last year. Come on.
Jonah?
But you guys ought to be out doing playing football and. Right, get out of my sight for 3 minutes. Have a break.
Okay.
Go and get some fresh air. Come back. I am.
Are we gonna take off clothes? Yeah. Hey,
Go out for fresh air.
you look like a small ass. Just do this. Triple stick.
You can leave it. Wait a second. Anything. Yeah. Yeah, this is a good thing to do. Practice it. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're a slightly different class. Yeah.
Probably has good theater, look at.
Oh, we're far more comfortable next week. One of them is in that only 5 minutes earlier, we asked me if he could go to the bathroom when we were in the lab. And then we noticed he disappeared, so I went to check the bathroom and he wasn't there. I came back and I realised he might be hiding. I can do without this. And they took it as a joke, or they did it as a joke, and I just said, you know, this is a good baby thing. It must be very class, yeah. Yeah. It's like, you know, I'm taught really good for so I can give as good as I get when it comes to discipline. I can terrify the little kids, you know, if they want, but I don't want to do that anymore. Yeah. But this also, I think he's brilliant. He's got a really good sense of humour. Character-wise, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would. Yeah. Yeah. He is the right age for the. No, I think he's finished. But there's something fun by Rainbow Heritage there. I mean, his pseudonym is Brian, so. Okay, let's get back in. It's really good to give them a break because 90 minutes is too much for me. Right, we'll diagrams next. Okay, come on then. Oh, sorry, were they being too noisy?
No, she was singing it's yours.
Oh, brilliant! Can you see what these boys are like? They can't do anything. They're confident. Exactly. No, it's not just Oscar. It's lots of you. Yes. I think it's set to the calendar. Right, come on back in.
Teacher, man, they
Okay, so we also need, when we're doing experiments, we need to be looking at the apparatus that we're using. And you've got your apparatus sheet with all the names on. and I hope you managed to identify pretty much everything that was on the sheets. Okay. So, got this fairly random selection of equipment. This was a wire gauze, yeah. It's a weird English word, G-A-U-Z-E.
No.
Gauze.
It's not.
It's not. It's not weird.
For me.
Okay, I'm being bad. I'm not sticking to facts. I'm putting my opinion across that gauze is a weird word. I find most English words quite weird, to be honest, even though I'm English. And I grew up learning to spell silly things in silly ways. Okay. So, this tripod, yes. Well done for waiting until I asked you rather than just randomly blurting it out. That's okay. Yeah, tripod. Good.
Mortar and pestle.
Pestle and mortar, mortar and pestle. Which is which?
Mortar. No, wait. Mortar and pestle.
What do you think?
The same.
The same. You're right. Well done. How come you lot always know that? Mortar, pestle.
What do you use that for?
What do you use it for?
It's for crushing like solids.
Crushing solids. Good. Stuff. Okay, it's a noun, but it's not a very specific.
It used to be like those kitchen tools.
Yeah. How many of you got them at home in the kitchen? Yeah.
At the Philippines.
Yeah, and you use it for grinding up spices
Yeah.
for really good, fresh, yummy cooking. Okay, so yeah, grinding stuff up. And here I've used them for everything from grass.
Really?
Yeah, we might get to do that. Oh, we might get to do that if there's still some grass out by the end of term.
Weeds.
And aspirin, things like that, for crushing up solids. Good. And we used this last week. Maybe remember what it's called?
Evaporating dish.
Evaporating dish or evaporating basin. Good, 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 good.
Tongs.
Tongs, good. Have you noticed I'm asking people to put their hands up? Tongs, which are used for heating up objects where we don't want to get burnt. They are not used for holding these objects.
Nope.
Test tubes, because they'll fall out. This is a test tube holder if we're going to heat it up. Okay. But I've got to admit, we don't do a lot of heating liquids in test tubes using burners, because the burner flame is so strong that the liquids boil really quickly and then they spit out and people get hurt. Okay, so actually, I haven't used these very often at all, but we do use the rack quite often, the test tube rack there. Okay, this object,
Funnel.
Jakob, funnel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said it. He put his hand up. Manners. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, give other people a chance. Funnel, which goes into this. Yes. Conical flask. Yeah. Conical, like a cone. Conical, because that's the cone shape. And it's useful if we want to put a funnel into the top of it. Or if we've got a liquid in it that we're storing, we want to keep pouring because it's not going to evaporate. Okay, it's got less of a surface area than the beaker. And this little object, my goodness, I had some fun with grade 8 of these. Felicia?
Measuring cylinder.
Measuring cylinder, yeah. Believe it or not, quite a lot of grade 8 didn't know which was the test tube. Measuring cylinder with measurements on it. Okay. So, metal equipment that we've got now. These things. Yeah.
No, grey one is a robot arm.
Sorry, the grey one is
Yeah, robot arm, for sure.
robot arm. Okay. Not on my sheet. Yeah.
The little one is boss.
Boss. Yeah.
And clamp.
Clamp. Stand. Okay. Yeah, we use it as a robot arm. Not a very exciting robot arm because it doesn't move without us moving it. But this is an extra pair of hands. Okay. The boss, like every boss, controls everything. And it controls how far up or down the stand we are going to put our clamp. And the clamp can also rotate within it or go in and out. Okay. It's heavy. And when we carry it, we ought to carry it holding the base, not just carrying it like this. Because even though there's a screw there holding it in place, it's possible the base could fall off, and if that hits you on the toe, it's going to hurt. And when you carry it, that's the safe way to carry it, tilted back over your shoulder, not like that. Okay?
It's like stabbing.
Yeah, lots of people do that. Now, the correct way to have the boss is so that there is metal underneath the clamp. This makes it a little bit more secure if this comes loose. Okay, it just is a little bit less likely to fall out. What I'd like is for you all to have a go now at putting the boss and clamp together onto the stand. There's a couple more. There's one set up at the back. There's one here, and there's a couple more at the front as well. So if you can each have a go. Oh, you didn't get them. You weren't here the first lesson. Right, sorry. I must have somewhere. Yes. Really sorry about that. These are the safety instructions, and that's the first aid. Just read them through. They're in English, and it's exactly the same as in English. Okay. Sorry about that. I didn't set any homework about learning or anything like that, so don't worry. Just read them. I know it's just homework. Don't worry about it. Ignore it.
Wasn't that the first one?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can do it here. Yeah.
Go.
There you go.
What is the use of these?
If we want to hold something, like we want to pick it up, or wanting something above a flame, we put something into there. Yeah?
Good.
Yes.
This is so cool. Like,
Yep. That's good. No one's asked about the really unattractive plastic cap.
yeah. What is
It
that
is
for?
there because,
Safety reasons?
yeah, if this hits you, the metal pole hits you at high speed, it's going to cause you a lot of damage. But if you've got the plastic cap there, it's less likely to cause you so much hurt and pain and injury. Yeah.
Question, why would it hit you at high school?
Because you might trip over onto it. Particularly the height of this. Yeah, if we're working at these desks and someone falls over, that actually catches you at a bad.
Or it's up on the table, you're trying to pull it up and you're like,
Yes.
Plagiarism. It's a crime.
It is a crime, yes.
Yes.
What a shame nobody told Mrs. Trump that.
No, one YouTuber had plagiarism.
Melania Trump, wasn't it? She gave a speech,
Oh, yeah.
and it wasn't her speech.
It was someone else's.
It was Michelle Obama's speech, wasn't it?
Yeah, she basically had the same speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, then it will burn. Okay, that's good.
Okay, has everybody had a go at that now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, right, you go back to your places then. I know it's silly, but it's safe.
Is it like
Yeah. In fact, these, the bigger ones, are safer. And what is really safer is half a ping pong ball, a pingus ball, or something like that, or a cup from washing detergent. Okay, so we've got our equipment. As we've spent quite a bit of time talking about writing, actually showing our equipment is really important as well. And next we are going to talk about drawing scientific diagrams.
Yay! Diagrams.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Where is it trying to place? I don't know. Do I have the space?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll carry on the other page, of course.
do I have space on this or this?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. They are not pictures.
Aw. Okay.
They very, very specifically are not pictures. So, for instance, if we think about the apparatus you used last week, we could write lots and lots of words, collect a burner, a tripod and a gauze, and put a beaker about half full of water on top of it with an evaporating basin. Put the chocolate in the evaporating basin along with a thermometer. But in fact, it's easier for most people to look at a diagram and create a diagram to show that. And we've got the apparatus over there, and we do not create something like I'm about to draw for the very good reason that you will see as I draw it. You can see why I didn't do art. Yeah, it's a really, really bad masterpiece.
Looks good.
It's not, it's terrible.
When you look at it, it's not good.
I understand.
Yeah, no.
Worst ones.
Okay,
I understand what it is.
Yeah, 'cause you can get it.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
could you do it that quickly? Right, I think it's horrendous, it's horrible. So, They are not pictures. Instead, we have a very particular scientific code, because 3D diagrams usually look terrible, except for the very few people who absolutely love art and want to draw beautiful diagrams, and then they spend hours and hours doing it rather than just getting on with writing up the method. And it's a shame, because I've seen some beautiful drawings, but they're not scientific diagrams. So we have an easier method. And we imagine a really, really, really sharp sword. And that sword slices through the apparatus, so it's in half. And then we dip the apparatus in ink. The water doesn't fall out because it's magic water. Okay, it's water that feeds unicorns, it's magic water. And we slice the apparatus in half, we dip it in ink, put it on the page, and we have a 2D drawing. And the 2D drawing is easy.
Yes.
Okay, so we have the evaporating basin. We have a beaker, which very, very simply, and I'm drawing it really badly because my hand is shaky, really simply is a rectangle with one side missing. We then have the gauze. We then have the tripod. That doesn't quite work with the slicing it in half, but this is the code for the tripod. And the burner is really complicated, so we cheat and we use an arrow called heat. Okay, so our diagrams are 2D,
No.
not 3D,
No.
two-dimensional. Do you know what I mean by two-dimensional?
Yes. Flat.
Flat, yep. And they are drawn with a pencil and ruler, not like I've done, but with a pencil and ruler. I'm a bit flexible about the ruler. If you can draw good straight lines without a ruler, I'm not bothered about you using a ruler.
Or just trace the lines in the notebook.
Yeah, but you'll be amazed how many people can't. Seriously, you will be. It's like drawing axes on the coordinate plane in mathematics. It's like, draw your axes along the lines. And lots of people don't. Don't know why. Okay, so I think you should draw that beautiful diagram. No, why not, Oscar?
I'm just shaking my head.
Okay, I thought as there's not many words there, you'd be all right. Okay, they should be neat. They should be reasonably in proportion. They should be reasonably in proportion. And you should be able to look at them and say, oh yeah, that's an evaporating basin, that's a beaker, that's a test tube.
No. I want pretty.
You lot are weird. No, sorry, let me rephrase that. Some of you are weird. 2 of you are weird.
Who?
Not you.
Good.
Okay, one of you's weird.
Lily?
Hi, Lily. Yeah. Have you always been like this?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right. I was just glad
It's
it's not.
always like that.
Okay. So, are you ready for another challenge? It doesn't involve stepping on your toes,
Good.
touching your toes.
Good.
Okay. How would you draw this combination? Yes. Funnel, like you've seen, like you've handled conical flask. Go for it.
Yes.
2D diagram time.
Okay.
Almost. Yours isn't clear enough. The funnel's not clear enough. He is, Yarko is closer than you are. Oh, that raises the connection. Look, it does, doesn't it? Nope, sadly not.
Good.
No, because it's already in the conical flask. Almost. So close. Close. No, there's no liquid inside there.
Okay.
Got a couple of other things wrong. Oh, so close, but no banana. So close, but no banana. No, it's already in there. Oh my goodness!
It's got to be like that.
How to upset you? In the other group, a couple of people got it right without any extra hints. What? Let's have a look. No, almost though. Almost. Close, but no banana. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a silly English phrase. Don't know where it came from. Right. Look. Flask and funnel, they're together, yeah? So you don't show an arrow going downwards. I see you.
Yep.
Is there a lid
No.
on the funnel?
No.
Is there a hole in the bottom of the funnel? Ah, yes. Slice it apart, yes. And there is no lid on the funnel. You dip it in ink. And there is no hole at the bottom. So we have okay, you can put a little gap there or you can put it resting at the top. I really don't mind. And the conical flask has got straight sides like that. Okay, that's our diagram. It is not correct to put a lid on unless it exists in real life. Okay?
I just feel like an idiot.
No, don't. That's actually really quite a difficult thing to spot.
Me too.
It's obvious, yeah, it's obvious, but it doesn't mean that you're an idiot for not getting it. There's plenty of things on the internet to prove that we're idiots if we don't spot patterns and things like that. It doesn't mean we actually are idiots. It means that people get paid good money to come out with things on the internet to try to tell us we are. Just annoy us. Back in the bad old days, the computers without the internet, believe it or not, I can remember that. There was a program on Windows that's still there. It was actually very, very useful.
Which one?
It's hardly changed.
Which one?
Paint.
Yes, of course.
And actually, if you are going to produce neat scientific diagrams, it's really good. Because all it uses are straight lines and circles with the odd curve. Yeah, very, very simple shapes. So you can quite easily, with a little bit of erasing, produce the perfect conical flask, provided you erase a few things as well. Okay, I'm doing it in a bit of a rush, but if you're producing a nice written report, you might want to think about using paint. Okay, now we get a little bit more tricky. Haven't quite got the angles right, but you get the idea. There, with a few clicks of the mouse. So it's very, very, very simple.
Seconds.
I don't need to, seconds, yes, it's stunning, isn't it? And it looks an awful lot better than the one I produced earlier. So, there. Now that sort of thing I couldn't do very easily when the computers first came out without the internet. Okay. So, burners we draw as arrows, and we only draw the most important equipment that is necessary for the experiment. So we use a shorthand, okay? You can write this. We draw burners as arrows. Labeled heat. We do not draw clamps or racks or other obvious equipment. And we label neatly with an arrow. No, come back. Come back. It's better. So if we happen to be heating a test tube with water in, heat, water. We draw it very simply like that, and we would show that it's tilted at an angle, because that's how we heat water up.
I don't get it.
If I was doing this experiment, I was boiling water above a burner like that.
No, correct.
Why?
Because the liquid might spill.
Yeah. I would actually be, if I was heating it like that, I'd be moving it in and out and making sure it doesn't boil over.
Mm-hmm.
But that is the diagram. This is the diagram I would use. I wouldn't draw the burner,
Okay.
and I wouldn't draw the test tube holder, or if I was using a clamp, I wouldn't draw that. Because it's obvious test tubes just don't fly in the middle of the air. Yeah,
So that the water wasn't the ice.
yes, it would be. Yeah. And notice the water's flat. When we draw water in a beaker, we don't draw it as waves. We're not drawing the surface of a lake or the sea. No, not R. These are scientific diagrams. This is scientific grammar. Getting it right is important. Yeah, and I'll make sure that I'll do some of this sort of stuff in your test. Just so you get it right. And also, we don't colour water in blue.
Dang it.
Because it's not a blue liquid, it's a colourless liquid. If we have a blue liquid, we'll colour it in blue. If we have a red liquid, we'll colour it in red. Or we won't colour it in at all. Just doesn't really matter that much. So I don't mind you doodling away in your notebook and doing little pictures and diagrams like that at all, but when I want you to do a scientific diagram, you will do a scientific diagram.
Diagram.
So I don't mind stuff like that, because I doodle quite a lot anyway. Diagram, yes. Yes, it's a big part of scientific communication. Right, have I covered everything? That was a heavy sigh. You sighed.
Why?
Has it been a long week?
I know.
Okay, so next week I think we'll do another experiment. No chocolate, you can't eat next week's
Oh my
experiment. Well, not
God,
really.
yes.
That's so good.
Not so good. Oh no. But come on, you do experiments with food in home economics and you eat that, don't you?
Yeah,
What were you making this week?
apple
Oh,
pie.
it was you with the apple pie.
Yeah.
Torture. Torture. Was it good apple pie?
Yes.
Yes, the batter was so good.
Did you, the butter!
Yes, that was very good.
Didn't you bother cooking yours? How come I didn't get to try any of it? That's true.
Mm-hmm.
True. Okay, I'll have to take a look at when you're doing your actual homework. Okay, no homework this week because I gave you homework last week.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to let you go. I'll tell you what homework you can do.
What?